Hello and welcome to another segmented speedrun of The Evil Within. This time I play the DLC The Assignment. This run is not perfect in micro executions, but I found a lot of new skips and zips, so if you're interested in that, please keep watching.
Do you stand?
Quick recap what segmented means. Segmented means the run is not done in one sitting, which means I grind from checkpoint to checkpoint, and I'm allowed to use the autosave, since the in-game time in this game works like you hit the autosave and the in-game time rewinds itself back to the value of the last checkpoint. This is why it's banned on single segment in-game time runs, because it renders the concept of single segment useless. But if you want to use the new zips and the autosaves, check out the LRT leaderboards on Speedrun.com. So anyways, this is just basic traversal here to the next cutscenes. This is nothing special. This is basically another Evil Within hold forward segment. Just drive up here, jump off, and just make your way to the next part of the game. There is nothing deep to the game here or to the run here.
Hey, where's Joseph? Settle down, Leslie.
Leslie.
So after this cutscene skip here, just turn around, run through the door, and immediately turn right. Here is a checkpoint. I reload the checkpoint because segmented run, and just make my way to progress. Again, there is nothing special here. Just make your way to the administrator. You can actually zip or do a small zip here on the floor on this metal plate thing, but it's not worth it because it puts you a little bit forward. But yeah, anyways, so scan the hand and just do the walk and talk segment. There is nothing to it. You just have to hold forward.
If Jimenez activates the system, you'll be pulled in. Hopefully he doesn't. But as a precaution, we've prepared an infusion to prevent contamination.
Like a vaccine? To protect me?
More accurately, to hide you. We developed STAT, but there is a ghost in the system. Something we call Ruvik. It means to keep us out. This infusion should protect you to some extent.
Why send me alone?
You won't be alone. You'll be with your team from KPD. You'll get a call on the radio reporting an incident at Beacon. Everything will be arranged. But their consequences of little value. In regards to your mission, they're expendable.
So only here on the ending I do a kick to boost into the cutscene. Finally, here we gain full control over Kidman again. I forgot about this checkpoint here, so I just ran forward, but then I was like, hey, there is a checkpoint. So let's grind this movement. Again, in-game time rewinds itself back, as you can see on my timer. It mirrors the in-game time or reads the in-game time, and I grinded the movement to the flashlight. So full transparency here on my side. So we got the flashlight. Kidman's main equip in this game, if you will. So sprint forward here, Kidman gets set into walk mode. So I hold aim and do the crouch walking thing. And here is the first zip coming up on the stairs here. I'm pretty sure it can be optimized further, but you can put yourself a little bit ahead here. It's good for stamina management. Maybe if we tweak the angle a little bit, we can put her further forward. So yeah, this is just another Evil Within hold A and complete the animation thing. Once we gain control back over Kidman, just turn left here and enter the vent by spamming the A button. So when I'm in the vent, I spam the flashlight. It's a little bit faster than just holding forward. As you noticed, she gets a small boost every time I'm going in. And if you do it right, it's a little bit faster. But not much, so it's not necessary to do in a speedrun. It's just my greed for time. So anyways, mashing A here until the game lets me out of the vent.
Oh shit.
Turn right, sharp left and follow the lampshade. Hit the checkpoint, reload the checkpoint again because it's a segmented run. Gives me full stamina, but we are still in walk mode until we pass the haunted here. And then just make my way to the door. I just YOLO grinded this segment. Get in there, mash A. Nothing special here in the first segments of the run. Hit the checkpoint, reload the checkpoint. Push the trash can or container. Open the door. Once she kicks open the door, just run around here. Don't need the bottle. Enter this vent. And again, I do the flashlight spam. Gives me a small boost forward every time. And it's good for cutting corners. So get out here. Turn left. Past the lady, left again. Straight forward into the vent. My movement here was not optimal, but I just roll with it. Because the next part is cool. I found something cool. Once we hit the checkpoint and get the key card. So again, I get a small boost every time I press it, wait for the checkpoint to appear, reload the checkpoint. So for the keycard segment I found something cool, pick up the keycard and then go inside the locker. It triggers the script, but then you get out of the locker again and you skip him banging against the door and you can just sprint out. It's really safe and fast, skip a lot of waiting. So yeah, just make your way to the door where we need the keycard. Use the keycard and we hit the next checkpoint and we are safe from the lampshade. In this hallway there is a small time save. Notice how I kick here. Because Kidman stops here for a moment and you're not able to move, but I kick over it, so I'm not stopping and I'm able to sprint sooner. So here just scan her hand, make your way to the computer. So again, back to the hallway movement thing. It saves about half a second to a second. And this is just a waiting game here. We wait for the lampshade. But if we go up here on the bench, there is a spot where we can gain height and where we are safe from her, from spotting us. But once she's gone, we have a shorter distance to the flashlight scan, the first flashlight scan in the game, if you will. Use the flashlight to unlock things in STEM. It's a mechanic in both Kidman DLCs. So yeah, this is just a waiting game. She uses her light, Kidman notices it, and she doesn't notice me in the corner, which is pretty cool. Once we gain back control, I can get down and use my flashlight. And I'm close to the door. It's just sprinting forward. Kidman tank fight. I keep holding aim here and try to kick, but the animation gets cancelled. So anyways, there is a cutscene skip. Hold forward during the cutscene. Just a minor optimization. And through this door here, there's a potential zip coming up, which I didn't do in the run, but I inserted in the top right because it's really inconsistent and it saves 2 or 3 seconds at best. So you can zip over the chunk here, but yeah, maybe it needs more time to figure it out for consistency. So anyways, checkpoint hit and checkpoint reloaded. I start from the checkpoint with full stamina, by the way, and this is just progression to the next checkpoint. Stamina management, and here is a fun fact about those 2 encounters here. You can either get the Ruvik encounter and the flash on the screen, or the Joseph jump scare, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, mashing here to push open the door. And again, I forgot about this checkpoint, so full transparency here again. So here is the zip on the stairs. It's super nice for stamina management, and you kinda offset the two guys here. But unfortunately, after the keycard or during the keycard, I got grabbed, as you can see here now. But of course, in-game time wise, not a big deal. Reload the autosave, the in-game timer jumps back. From the zip here, it's a bit janky, but it's pretty cool. And for this room, we have the full stamina bar. Crouch grab the keycard and use the keycard. Notice when my stamina bar is super low or I'm close to the out of stamina animation, I tap the flashlight once, which disables or overrides the out of stamina animation. So I can fully drain it, or 99.7% drain it. So anyways, yeah, during this vent here, another checkpoint reload. Alright, from this checkpoint, it's just stamina management here. You can zip down the stairs, but it puts you too much forward, so it doesn't save time. Just do the mini game here with the flashlight. Again, this is what I meant at the start. The micro execution is run is not perfect.
The air feels so
Here, just spawn in the tape. And then make your way to the upcoming door, but first we have to skip the cutscene. The door loads in, and here we can take the shortcut over the railing. Hop over, and then you can jump off the desk too. It's good for stamina management. I just make my way to the tape machine. We can use the flashlight as soon as we cut the corner. But I didn't know that you don't have to actually click on the tape machine. You can just spawn it in and then immediately turn around.
That video.
And this is just normal game progression here. The 3 flashlight activations, or whatever you want to call it. Just use it in the 3 different rooms here. I'm sure this execution can be cleaner and faster, but I don't have the experience of this run and the time to put in for this minor stuff, you know, 1 second there, 2 seconds there. This run is about the skips and the sequence breaks. So skip the cutscene, just wait for the lampshade to do the script. Alright, once we leave this room, it's just straightforward. And go to the left and do the unlocking again by just holding the A button or the space button on mouse and keyboard. Nothing special here. And we reach this checkpoint. From this checkpoint we have 2 zips or launches here. First one here on the stairs. Just shoot yourself down. It's good for stamina management. It's faster. During this Joseph and Sebastian dialogue, Kidman is in the slow walk animation. So yeah, just wait it out. And again, perform a zip down here. Stamina refills, and I can sprint to the elevator knob or button. Sprint in. Animation cancel with the flashlight. Click on the button. Since Kidman's stamina bar is way worse than Sebastian's stamina bar in the main game, the launches and the zips are even more convenient because it opens up stamina management a lot. So yeah, just click on this computer. There's nothing special here. Get the key card. We have to do the first override on the upcoming terminal in the next room.
I don't think anyone's gonna help me out.
So yeah, this is just normal game progression until we hit the next checkpoint. I don't want to spoil too much, but the next launch is coming up and it skips the complete maze, and we skip the entire steps of overriding the keycard piece by piece. So I wait for the checkpoint, spawn in, reload this checkpoint, and from the doorstep, the metal plate, I can launch my way all the way above here or up here. And just sprint over, quick fall down, override the do the final keycard override And the whole keycard segment or quest is already done. No need for the maze and all the stuff and all the vents and all the crouching. It's really cool. And I make a tutorial for this one because it's not that hard, especially on 60 FPS. So yeah. Kidman's hand is now fully in the system, so we can do the scan and just wait for the platform to come down. You can do a zip here, which I attempted, but since the ledge is moving, it's really hard. Unfortunately, I didn't get it, so here's the next checkpoint. I'm gonna reload it to split the segments and refill my stamina bar. From this checkpoint, it's just reversal to the next hand scan. So I'm gonna say hello to this guy, just sprint in, wait for the door to shut itself, and wait until we are back at the other area. So out of the elevator, back up the stairs. We can't launch upwards the stairs because the animation is different. The legs or feet on stairs animation overrides everything that would make a launch possible. Because they're out of the crouch animation, so here do the hand scan, activate the next checkpoint and reload the checkpoint, because segmented, haha. So right, here I found a new skip, which I didn't show on Twitter or YouTube or any other platform before and didn't see from anyone else. So anyways, here on the edge of the stairs, again, perform a zip and hop down. And we completely skip the stairs. And we're already at the basement, in the power room, the server room, whatever. And we can do the waiting game with the lampshade. I reload this checkpoint because I looked a bit into it and it skips, quote unquote, the power cutscene or a camera shift where you don't have control over your character. So this is just a waiting game. Fortunately, we can't skip this because this checkpoint sets flags, makes the game load things and the next areas, and also the Kidman making it out, the Kidman entering the elevator cutscene sets flags, so I can't see the run getting rid of this waiting segment, unfortunately. So enjoy it.
Power restoration at 20%. Power restoration at 50%.
This cutscene is a bit of a scam, because it makes you think the elevator is already fully there and functional, but you still have to wait a little bit until you can enter it, so it baits you in a way or it trolls you in a way. So this cutscene just plays out.
Keeping our facilities clean is appreciated. Our workplace is a fine place because of your support.
Okay, from this checkpoint, go left here and go up here again. Basically ending chapter 1 now. As you can see on the splits too, the 20 minutes and 5 seconds was my first attempt, where I lost some time to goofing around. So I decided to start the segmented run over, that's why I have a time here. So on this door, trigger this cutscene, and the first chapter is done. And I'm just gonna save my game here, or saved my game here. Ending chapter 1 with an in-game time of 18 minutes and 38 seconds. And here is another big skip coming up.
Joseph! Joseph! Shit, where did he go?
As we gain control over Kidman here, just do the lantern holding thing on the symbol and enter the crack. Remember from the main game, in cracks spam forward or your left analog stick forward to get a faster animation. Once out of the crack, here on the boxes I perform a launch, get pushed further forward and trigger this dialogue. And during this walk speed segment or a walk and talk segment, just do the crouch spam, it's a bit faster. And here on the ledge of the lantern I perform a launch or a zip. Zip over the barrier here, I skip the cutscene and I skip the invisible haunter from loading in, which means I can just reverse to the crank in peace. Saves about 30 seconds or even more in this scenario. Just spam A on the crank. You can launch from the doorstep here over the railing, but it's hard, so I perform the climb over here. Unfortunately, I get a shitty animation, so yeah, I kick down here and enter the tube here. And again, do the lantern, aim spam to get a small boost forward every time. And then I just sprint towards the cutscene trigger for the shootout auto-scroller thing. Again, fortunately the checkpoint is not reloadable from the start, so yeah, perform the first shot, reload the checkpoint, and I'm pretty sure this shootout can be a few seconds faster, but this one was good enough for me. So just doing the shootout, you know, you just have to learn the spawns and the patterns. It's always the same, by the way. There's no RNG or variation as far as I can tell, so it's just something you have to grind over and over. And the accuracy meme is still active here, so yeah, just a shootout here. Alright, the shootout is done. We have control back of the Kidman, so just sprint to the left here to the sewers. You can cut the corner a bit closer here, make your way up the ladder. And we hit the sewers segment here basically, and what I did is I manually saved at the cat. It cost me about 8 seconds in total, but this made me able to grind the sewers segment for over and over, because I can always reload this save and I can really look into it, and there are tons of skips coming up. So yeah, I'm reloading my sewer save here, and it's time to enter the vent. This is just relatively normal here right now. So again, flashlight spam. At the ledge you can get a jump off, but it's really janky. But if you hold the flashlight on the ledge, you skip the Kidman doing the normal hopping down animation, it just slide down, the same I did on the previous tube, by the way. So yeah, trigger the Joseph cutscene. This thing blows up. And we have to get the first fuse. So I do a crouch pick up and turn her to the right, so I can immediately access the thing here and just tap once to the left key or left analog stick to immediately go to the all the way to the right insert instead of tapping right 2 times. So here, yeah, just a jump down, make my way to the next fuse. Here is another skip I found on this corner here. After we do the backtracking, so kick open the door, crouch stab or crouch grab, pick up the fuse, turn the camera towards the door, and from this wall here just kite back once and it bonks the Ruvik encounter. And even if I reload the checkpoint, the wall is still not loaded and I can escape early, which means I don't have to deal with the Haunted and the levers and the crank. So on my way back here, getting up this ladder for stamina management, put in the second fuse, and this door opens up. And go on top of the junk here and hop down. It's good for stamina management and fast. So turn to the right here, double drama room, and don't grab the ladder, go all the way into the left and perform a zip. And you skip the ladder and you climb up, saves a few seconds, super easy and free. From this crank on here, it's just, you know, spamming A, wait for the door to open, and progress to the next fuse. Nothing special here. Alright, kick open the door, grab the third and last fuse, then this checkpoint is coming up, reload the checkpoint, and now it's time for the drama skip. It's a launch from the doorstep, so kick open the door, make her hug the door, sharp angle to the right, and launch off. She lands on top of the invisible wall or the barrier, hop down, and go back to this ladder, and you completely skip all the shenanigans with the drama and the crank and stuff. It's way faster. Checkpoint. Reload the checkpoint. Insert the first fuse. The big gates opening up. And here on the next zip I lost a few seconds because it's not that fully figured out yet and a bit hard. But we can skip movement here. Like here on the cans and the junk on the floor. You can perform an upward skip, but it's really precise, so I wanted to have it in. And on the ledge here, don't jump off, just let off the gas and she falls down, it's faster. And from here on, it's just turn right, use the flashlight, and make your way up to the Joseph fight, and handle your stamina wisely. Okay, we're fighting Joseph now. This is basically chapter 5 in the main game. Reloading this checkpoint, and this strategy I figured out is 100% consistent and it's the fastest I saw so far. So yeah, wait until he turns around. Get a bit of walking in, use the first axe you get in the cutscene. Pick up the second axe to your left, run to the tape, click on the tape, take cover here on this wall. So the tape is in control of Joseph's AI and he just walks over and smashes it down. Once he's in the smash down animation, you can get in the second hit. Again, 100% consistent, and then just sprint straight forward into this room where we can pick up the third axe. So he comes sprinting, but he stops and shoots a few times. It's the fastest you can do, and then he sprints into this room again instead of slowly walking, and you can get the third hit in really easily and really fast, and again it's 100% consistent. Once we skip this cutscene, we are in the Chapter 6 marketplace.
Wait a second.
Okay, from this checkpoint on, let's just make your way to the door. Kidman is forced to slowly walk here, so just, yeah, open the door. Perform a zip from the doorstep over the wood barrier. It's just better jump off, better angle overall. Make your way to the trigger here that triggers the night or the darkness. You know, the Kidman flashbacks, yada yada yada. So I couldn't find any launch here to the lampshade head that would give me an advantage, and the same is true for the backtracking, since the invisible walls in the marketplace here are so high, similar to the main game. So I just have to do this normally. Backtrack to the marketplace.
A piece of my past. Stem must
Here I
be
have a small
creating
movement mistake. So anyways, place the first lampshade head, turn it once. Notice how I break out of the animation a bit sooner by holding aim to make her break out sooner with the flashlight. Turn this one twice. The third one is already in the correct position. Go to this platform, load in the angel statue. And on the last few cycles I just already turned left and sprint over a little bit, so it's just a minor movement optimization. And Kidman goes inside the tomb, or down the tomb. I tried to get a small zip in here, but didn't go off and it wouldn't save much, so I just rolled with this attempt. This is just forward again, slow walk speed, so do the crouch walk spam. Get into the vent here in the crouch space here, and here again I saved manually at the cat here to grind the last segment and to look into things. So again, it cost me about 7-8 seconds. And from this segment on, or from the next reload on, we also have a few neat skips. Another reason for using the manual save here is that I can't use the next checkpoint because it would give me reset AI or normal AI again. Because after this mini cutscene here there is a big zip or launch coming up, which skips a lot of things. You will see it in a moment. So I run over here and use the rocks to launch off. It's very easy. And I launch over this door here. These guys are not loaded in. And this checkpoint here loads the graveyard area. But the AI of these guys and these guys are simply not here. Gives me the huge advantage. But if I would reload this checkpoint, the game would reset itself back to normal and I would have to deal with all the haunted. So I can't reload this checkpoint without losing time. So from this cutscene it's just reversal and stamina management with Leslie. With the aim wiggle you break out a little bit sooner, by the way. Here we meet Ruvik. It's just normal gameplay, if you will. Spam everything, but here is no early breakout. This is almost fully scripted. So up the stairs here. Micromanaging the stamina bar. And now we skip all the
See, Leslie?
the statues and stuff, all the
Just a little further.
mini quests and the graveyard, if you will, by launching off the stairs here and over barrier. We get ourselves almost out of bounds, so I launch over here. And I lost a bit of time here because I also wanted to show it off a bit. If it's janky here, just deal with it, climb back up. This could have been faster. Slipped down there, unfortunately. So yeah, get on the fence here, climb up here and climb back up here, and you can get back in bounds here and activate this checkpoint. And also Kidman is placed a little bit more into this arena. So yeah, just escape from the twin, or Zehn. Hide him. And after this cutscene, you can perform a launch here from the pod. It can be better, but it's still pretty good since I land with full stamina. And make my way inside the church and skip the cutscene. Here we have the final chase. This is fully scripted, maybe there is some time save. But yeah, it's just a holding game, and on the last hallway, just read the hands and dodge them. There is nothing special anymore here. Didn't look much into it. So this is end game here. Just a holding forward simulator. I had a ton of fun with this run, and I learned a lot about this game and also about the main game. So I'll definitely pick up the other DLCs, the Consequence and the Executioner, and I want to look into them too. This is the final sprint here. Just stay to the center, or almost to the center. You can read the hands. Left is coming, which means I have to dodge to the right. Left again, a little bit to the right. Right, a little bit to the left, and skip the final 2 cutscenes. And the in-game timer is done. And chapter 2 is done, and the DLC is done. So yeah, final in-game time, 33 minutes and 30 seconds. I would say this run could have been a minute faster, because on the Zehn skip you can also launch yourself a little bit further and get back in bounds after the arena thing and then trigger the cutscene, but it's almost or impossible at 60 FPS. I would recommend for you to check out Kurumi's 100 FPS run for this. It's on speedrun.com. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.